Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to watch British TV in Canada, okay? So, why can't I watch British TV channels in Canada? Now, as you probably know, all BBC iPlayer and all the UK TV channels are available online, but there is a problem. There's a problem that's caused mainly by something called geo-restrictions. And basically this is a way that websites restrict access based on your location. Their world's online experience is being gradually sort of filtered so that if you're in Africa, you get one online experience, Europe, you get another, America, another. It's been controlled. It's mainly by these geo restrictions and IP address blocking. So basically people are looking at where your IP address is registered, and that determines whether you can access or not. So all the UK TV sites block Canadian IP addresses and every other non-UK sites. It's not some sort of anti-Canada thing like Mr. Trump is involved in. Let's just see, really. Here we go. Here's my location. So if it's looking up my location, and it can see basically I've got a Canadian IP address at the moment from Montreal. So that means everything I do online is from a Canadian perspective. And that means when I go to BBC iPlayer, this happens. I get this message saying, sorry, BBC iPlayer isn't available in your region. Okay, so what can we do about it? What can we do about this problem? Well, it's not actually that difficult. How to watch BBC iPlayer, for example, in Canada. First of all, you need to connect to something called a VPN service, which will enable you to hide your real IP address. Second, you need to choose a UK server, because that will give you a British IP address. You won't really have an British IP address unless you actually are in Britain. But any online website, including BBC iPlayer, will only see the IP address of the VPN server. Now, just in case you don't know, VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and I'll show you an example of it working in a second. But anyway, this will allow you to access BBC iPlayer and all the BBC content freely. So I'm going to be using something called NordVPN, as I mentioned, and first of all, I just want to show you these. If you're using NordVPN, and I do recommend it, there is a discount link in the description below if you want to support the channel. It's best to use one of these specific servers. This is because NordVPN optimized these servers in particular to use for BBC iPlayer. And I'll explain why in a little while. But just for now, we'll just remember one of them, 1911 there. And we will start our NordVPN. So here, all I need to do is type in 1911, and it can see the United Kingdom. So VPN is Virtual Private Network, and it creates an encrypted tunnel between you and any of these locations. This is the basic, very cheapest NordVPN service, because I'm that sort of guy. And you can see there are servers all over the world, okay? So if I'm in Canada, I need to create a VPN connection to a United Kingdom server. So I'm going to use this one of the servers I mentioned earlier, and it's just going to connect to there. And at this point now, I haven't got a Canadian IP address. Anything I do online, any website will see the IP address of this specific server based in Britain. So I'm effectively British. So let's go back to the BBC iPlayer website that I was previously blocked from. And you can see the message has changed now, and it's just taken me to the BBC iPlayer screen. BBC iPlayer, if you've never used it, is wonderful. There's basically 11 channels, I think. You can watch pretty much 24/7. If you've got kids, there's some really good children's TV There's all 24/7 news. There's some different language ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the main ones, and all the radio as well. Plus a massive, massive archive of thousands and thousands of shows. There's just so much there. You hear people occasionally say there's not much to watch on the BBC. They haven't looked. They really haven't looked, because there's loads. There's, effectively decades of top quality broadcasting on there. It's not all on the BBC iPlayer at the same time, but it's rotated in. Anyway, let's just show that it works now, because I've now got swapped my Montreal IP address for a British IP address. And you can see it will ask me this occasionally: have you got a TV license? Just say I have, okay? Whether you've got one or not, just say that. There's no check. And you can see now it works perfectly, and this is a program called Expeditions. Okay, and that's all there is to it. You can watch all of BBC iPlayer just by a simple VPN service. Right, so just to summarize as well, if you get a VPN service that works reliably with BBC, you can access all the UK TV channels. There is BBC iPlayer, there's ITVX, there's Channel 4, which is called All 4, and Channel 5, which I think is called My 5. They're all free. Global content, don't stop with your UK IP address. Use a French IP address and you can watch all the French TV stations. Change to US and you can watch all the US TV stations and, watch the local US news and find out what a certain individual is up to all the time. I think we all know who I mean. And of course, okay, it's not particularly relevant in this point, but it provides a huge level of security while you've got the VPN connected. So, rumours you will hear that VPNs don't work, and this is true for a lot of VPNs. The reasons basically are here. You need to find a VPN that works. There's hundreds of VPN services at all different price ranges. I'd say about 90%, 85, 90% don't work with BBC iPlayer anymore. The simplest method they do is they simply identify multiple connections from the same IP address, so that 20,000 people all connecting on the same IP address either live in a very big house and are watching the same TV channel at the same time, or they're coming from a VPN. You have to hide that. So it's basically here that the server overload. They just get blocked. Those VPN servers I showed you in Nord, that's why they work, because they rotate it, and they rotate the IP address, and they throttle how many users are on each server. You'll notice their server names there, not IP address. That means they can change the IP address at will. Some other VPN services, I think, do that, but you have to check. Quick note on you have to create an account on all of these. It changes time to time, so I won't go into too much detail because it'll be out of date. But basically, you need to create a BBC iPlayer account, for instance. You must connect the VPN first, use a UK server before you go to the registration page. You'll need an email address. Any email address will use. Find a UK postcode. Anyone will do. They don't check you live there. You can just go in, type UK postal code or a famous hotel or a football stadium, anything. Just get the address of a business in the UK. Use that postcode. It'll work. They will ask you, have you got a TV license? You've got to say yes. If you say no, there's no point doing the process because you'll get blocked. They don't check or anything like that. And that's it. So basically, recommended features of the VPN: something that manages the load so that you don't get blocked by BBC iPlayer. Optimize UK servers for both BBC and ITVX, block quite a few as well. Check NordVPN has got a money-back guarantee after 30 days, so you can try it out and make sure it works. And if you have some problems, just get your money back. And multi-country access is good. Once you start using a VPN, you'll notice that there's so much more available. And that's it. So just choose a VPN, create your accounts, connect and watch. And that's how you watch BBC iPlayer from Canada and all UK TV. And that's basically it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.